The timeless journey. In a small village nestled between rolling hills, there lived an old man named Gopal. His house, modest but warm, was filled with trinkets and keepsakes, reminders of a life rich in moments. Children in the village would gather around him, eager to hear his stories. For Gopal was known not for his wealth or achievements, but for the way he spoke of life. One afternoon, as the gold light of the sun filtered through the trees, a curious boy named Abhi asked Gopal, "How have you lived so long?" Gopal chuckled, his deep laughter as soothing as the rustle of leaves. "Ha, Abhi, it's not about how long you live, but about the memories you make and the people who walk beside you on your journey." Abhi tilted his head. "What do you mean?" Gopal leaned back in his chair, his eyes twinkling with the spark of remembrance. "Let me tell you a story. When Gopal was a young man, he lived in the city, working tirelessly at a factory. Days bled into nights, and years seemed to pass unnoticed. His only solace was a fellow worker named Bagi. She had a way of finding beauty in the mundane, turning broken machinery into art, and humming songs that filled the grey walls with life. One rainy evening, Bagi invited Gopal to her family's small home in the countryside. There, under a leaky roof, they shared stories, laughter, and a meal. It was so simple, yet so heartfelt, that Gopal felt something stir inside him, a realization that life wasn't meant to be endured, but lived. He quit the factory soon after and began traveling with Bagi. Together, they wandered through bustling markets, quiet forests, and sunlit meadows. Along the way, they met strangers who became friends, learned songs in languages they didn't speak, and gathered memories like treasures. There was the time they danced with the villagers under the light of 1,000 fireflies. Another when they spent hours by a riverside, building boats out of leaves and racing them downstream. Each moment was fleeting, but together they wove a tapestry of experiences that made life feel infinite. One day, Bagi grew ill. Despite her fading strength, she insisted they keep traveling. "Life doesn't stop because of we do." She whispered, her voice a mixture of determination and love. When Bagi passed, Gopal was heartbroken but grateful. She had taught him the greatest lesson of all, that the value of life is measured not in years, but in the richness of its moments. As Gopal finished his tale, the children sat in thoughtful silence. Abhi finally spoke. "So, the memories we make and the people we are with, they are what really matter?" Gopal nodded, a tear slipping down his cheek. "Yes, my boy. You could live 100 years and feel empty, or live a single year filled with love and feel as though you have lived forever." From that day forward, Abhi and the other children saw the world through different eyes. They sought not the longest life, but the fullest one, just as Gopal had. And when Gopal's time came to an end, he left not as an old man, but as a timeless soul, living on in the hearts of those who carried his stories and his memories forward.